So what do you do if the prospect just tells you flat out, you know what, I don't got time for this, just email me a quote or send me the best that you can do and I'll compare it. Not too many times will you have a good comeback for that, because it's just kind of straight to the point, right? And you're in a good vibe, you're in a good mood, of course you got your game face on, and you got your tonality on par, and you give this positive approach, and they just flat out tell you, like, hey, send me your best quote, I'm not going to talk to you, just let me know what you can do, and I'll get back to you, if I decide to go with you. I ran across that a lot in my day, and how do you get past it, right? So this is how I found has worked, not only for myself but also for my agents. And when you get that objection of what, just go ahead and send me your very best quote, and I'll let you know if or I'll call you if I decide to go with you or do business with you. And so what I'll do is I'll agree. A lot of the content that you find on this channel, you're gonna find that I always recommend you agree, regardless, even if it's just outlandish of a request. I want everything for free. Perfect. You always agree, right? And so in this case, they tell you, say, you know what, just go ahead and send me what you got. I don't want to talk about this. Let me know your best, absolute best rock bottom price. Let me know the best that you can do, and I'll get back to you if I decide to go with your company. And so in other words, that's a way of a prospect saying, you know what, I'm in charge. I'm going to make the decision, or I'm too good, and you're just a sleazy salesman. You're not worth my time. You're not worth the professionalism of understanding how to tailor the proposal for me. And that's how I take it, right? And that's how we all should take it. So, but the key is, though, are we going to be combative? Are we going to reply back all defensive and say, well, you contacted me? Well, that's not going to do nothing. That's not going to do nothing but create an argument. And even if you were correct and you prove yourself right and you had all the leverage in the world, if that person hangs up and decides not to do business with you, what did you gain from the experience? Nothing, besides an argument. And so my recommendation, and what I've always recommended to those that I've mentored, is whenever you come across that objection, just send me what you got and I'll make a decision from there. And they don't want to talk to you, the most effective way to respond to that is saying, absolutely, that's actually what I'm going to do. But before I can send it out, I want to make sure that it's actually applicable. Otherwise, I'm just sending you noise. And when I put that information together, it's actually going to be tailored to exactly what you want to accomplish. So therefore, you're not wasting your time. Let me help you do that. When I send this out to you, let me confirm, and then go into your prospecting. You see, a lot of prospects, think of it as like if you've ever went to the store and you have that sales representative, let's say Nordstrom or even Target or any store in general. You have an employee that walks by and say, hey, can I help you find anything? You'll notice that a majority of us are hardwired to respond, no, I'm just looking, or no thanks, I'm just browsing, even though we genuinely need their help. Like we're stuck. But it's part of us to not accept that, right? And we have a programmed response, which in this case it's an objection. Very similar to if you have someone comes by and you offer them some water and they say no, even though they're thirsty and a little parched. Some will say yeah, but nonetheless, there are often times that too many people say no, because that's just what they're programmed to say. They don't want to be an inconvenience. And people are generally like that, and so they're uncomfortable. And so the way that they show they're uncomfortable is they tell you, oh, you know what, I don't want to talk about this. Just go ahead and send me a quote and send me the very best you can do, and I'll get back to you if we decide to go forward with you. And what that means and how you should interpret it is, what they're saying is that they're intimidated of the conversation. They have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, and they don't want to be taken advantage of. And so that's why the response works. The response of, yeah, no worries, that's actually what I'm going to do right now, but before I even email it, I want to make sure it even applies. And just to make sure I'm not wasting your time, I'm only going to send information that applies to you and is actual information you can use. And they'll appreciate that. They'll actually give you a little bit more compliance and just go ahead and continue with the conversation. Now, here and there, you're going to receive some resistance. You'll still receive kickback of oh, no, I just don't got time right now. Agree. The last thing you want to do, my main message here is, don't go over price. Don't go over numbers. Don't assume that they qualify for the absolute best, because you're not doing any good to anyone. If you give them a rock bottom line rate and say, oh, you know, I got this price or I got this rate, and now you can't deliver it, whether the next day the market changes, or they, you know, you gave them their answer and now they don't need you anymore, and so now they're taking that piece of information that you just were so willing to give, and now they're going to compare it to everyone, and now you've given them more reason to go talk to someone. Whereas if you agreed and lured them into a deeper conversation, you can educate them as to, you know, why basically everyone goes to the same source for the product. You know, for example, if you're selling a Ford, there's only one maker of Ford. It just really all depends on which dealership or what area you get the car from, in order to determine the price. Same thing with like an iPhone, Apple iPhone. Only one entity makes an iPhone, which is Apple. But if you buy it from here versus there, you know, you might pay a different price. But you can't say that right up front. You have to lure them in and get an idea, and then educate them slowly. And I think that that's an effective way to get over the objection of, oh, just email me, send me whatever you got, and I'll get back to you if I'm interested. The proper response is agree and say, yeah, absolutely, that's what I'm going to do. But real quickly, just to make sure that it applies to you, so that I'm not just sending you information that doesn't apply, it'd be a waste of time. I want to make sure that I verify that the information is even applicable. So real quick, and then go into your prospecting. Now, I would say the last key thing is about this response is the next line or the next sentence or the next question you say after that, after you get the mic back, is important. It's important to get their wheels turning. It's important to get their attention. And so one favorite question that I have is saying, you know, I understand that you're looking to improve your current term. If we were to improve the term, what would you do with the savings? And that just applies to me though. In your line or case, an upgrade, let's say, you know what, if you were to improve your current bundle or your current package, what are you looking for? And then they'll tell you exactly what their ties are, what they want to see. And you want to focus the conversation and hone in on exactly what they want, because they're already in a shortcut type of mind frame. They want to give you as minimal information, be straight to the point. Use it to your advantage and find out exactly what ties them to that sale. So I hope that this helps. I've got plenty more episodes coming through. Feel free to message me at any time, Daniel@SalesRemastered.com, with any topics or coverage that you'd like to see on here. And I appreciate the support. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. You guys have a good day. Bye.